When Tamar Braxton hit go live and kept asking, "What's the drama? Someone tell me," most viewers thought it was just her usual antics. Fans were used to Tamar being loud, funny, and over the top. The chat filled with laughing emojis, sarcastic comments, and eye rolls. To many, it seemed like classic Tamar, turning ordinary moments into a full-blown performance and making herself the center of attention. But this time, something felt off. As the live went on, her energy changed. Her voice started to shake, her eyes darted around, and the playful tone she was known for faded. This wasn't her joking or exaggerating. This was Tamar unraveling in real time. What started as her demanding to know the drama quickly became her being the drama. Minutes in, her guard dropped. Her hands trembled as she told her viewers she had gone to bed feeling okay, only to wake up in chaos. She admitted fear had taken over, and she felt trapped, isolated, and completely alone. The confident, outspoken Tamar fans knew began to crumble in front of everyone. Instead of seeing her usual bold personality, they saw a woman unsure of who to trust and struggling to keep it together. At first, some fans tried to support her, but as the live dragged on, opinions shifted. People began saying Tamar wasn't just in drama, she was creating it. Things escalated quickly. Within days, she reportedly scrapped her entire album, threatened to disappear from the public eye, accused family members of betrayal, and reopened old conflicts with her sisters. Instead of stepping back to regroup, she went live nearly every day, fueling the fire each time. She claimed she was trying to escape chaos, but her constant appearances made it seem like she was chasing it. Fans who had once defended her began to feel confused and drained. They wanted to believe her but couldn't tell what was real. Behind the scenes, talk spread that her family was worried. Even Toni Braxton, usually the peacemaker, was reportedly ready to intervene. Rumors circulated that Toni might admit Tamar into a mental health facility if she didn't get help, because the family had reached their limit. Tamar didn't slow down. When the Shade Room posted a headline about her, she jumped into the comments, writing what looked like a farewell note. "Y'all won. There's no more album. I'm going to my farm. You'll never hear from me again. I'm sorry for everything." The internet exploded. Comments poured in, heartbreak emojis, prayers, desperate pleas. Some cried for her, while others rolled their eyes, claiming this wasn't the first time Tamar staged a dramatic exit. And of course, it didn't last. Within days, she was back. Not quietly, but louder than ever. Her goodbye seemed like a rehearsal for the next act. The contradictions were striking. She claimed she had suffered serious injuries, including a fractured nose, lost teeth, and trauma. Yet there were no hospital records, police reports, or solid evidence, just shifting fragments of a... Almost immediately after detailing her suffering, she began promoting new music. She teased a project called Heartbreak Retrograde, name-dropping big collaborators like Mendesk and Funky Dineva, a former ally turned critic. Fans were skeptical. How could she be seriously injured one minute and promoting new projects the next? It didn't add up. Rumors intensified. Social media users noted Funky had been with Tamar the night before her alleged accident. Theories spread online. What if Funky had something to do with her injuries? Within hours, memes, hashtags, and screenshots circulated, accusing him of manipulation, violence, and betrayal. His online reputation was taking a hit fast. Eventually, Funky Dineva spoke up. At first, he dismissed it as trolls making noise. But when he went live and saw over 7,000 people waiting, it wasn't for gossip. It was for accusations. He referred to Tamar as that lady, refusing to say her name, and explained that after leaving V12, they had gone their separate ways. He insisted he went home alone and learned about her injuries from social media, just like everyone else. What hurt him most wasn't the criticism. It was Tamar's silence. She never defended him or clarified anything online. Privately, he confronted her, asking her to set the record straight. She allegedly replied, "I'm lost. I'm confused. I didn't say anything. I'm in the hospital." Funky wasn't convinced. She had posted EP trailers, social media updates, and teasers, but hadn't posted a single word to defend him. To him, that was betrayal. He said he felt like collateral damage in a publicity stunt. Tamar, he claimed, sacrificed their friendship for attention, letting him take the fall while she stirred the drama. He accused her of being selfish and using the chaos to promote herself. For the first time, many fans started agreeing with him. The story, the live streams, the silence, the sudden promotions, it all seemed too convenient. What had once looked like accidental chaos began to look deliberate. Tamar may not have just gotten caught up in drama. She may have been the one creating it to generate hype for her music. Then came the next wave of gossip. Tamar and Mendeces. Rumors spread that they were spotted at a lounge in Atlanta, sitting too close, whispering, laughing, and behaving more like a couple than friends. Social media caught on instantly. Twitter blew up first, followed by Reddit threads and Instagram pages sharing blurry photos with bold captions. Tamar stayed quiet. She didn't confirm or deny anything, didn't even post a vague comment to shift attention. Her silence only fueled speculation. making it seem as if she wanted the rumors to grow. Even as people questioned her, Tamar insisted her feelings were real. She said her exhaustion, heartbreak, and retreat to the farm were genuine, but the cycle was impossible to ignore. She would break down on live, sharing her pain and feelings of betrayal, only to hours later tease a new music project. She would announce she was disappearing forever, and then post selfies in full glam the next day. For longtime fans, it was familiar, an echo of past patterns. This wasn't the first time Tamar had publicly spiraled. A year earlier, she had gone through a nearly identical cycle, threatening to quit the spotlight, accusing her sisters of betrayal, then returning as if nothing had happened. During a televised therapy session, she erupted at Toni Braxton, claiming favoritism and neglect. She accused Tawanda of only showing support when cameras were around while ignoring her otherwise. Tawanda sat in shock as Tamar vented years of pent-up resentment. It didn't feel scripted. It was raw, deep anger that had been simmering for a long time. After that public confrontation, Tamar shut down her social media in frustration, but only briefly. Within days, she returned with a string of emotional posts. In one now-deleted update, she accused her entire family of toxicity and gaslighting. She claimed they cared more about protecting the Braxton brand than her well-being, that her marriage was falling apart, and that returning to film Braxton family values had been a mistake. Her posts were messy, emotional, and disturbing, making some fans stop laughing and start worrying. Then there was the alleged break-in. Tamar shared security footage of people entering her car, but what shocked viewers most was her caption. "I got robbed at home. I'm not safe anywhere. I don't live anywhere. I don't feel safe anywhere or with anyone." The words painted a picture of someone spiraling into fear and paranoia. Some fans begged her to log off and seek help, while others accused her of exaggerating again, turning every personal crisis into content. Behind the scenes, her sisters were at a breaking point. Tawanda and Trina reportedly told producers they would no longer film with Tamar unless she committed to real treatment. Even Toni, usually the family peacemaker, was reportedly considering extreme measures. This was no longer about embarrassment. It was about genuine concern for her safety and mental health, and worry that her meltdowns were harming the Braxton legacy. But Tamar didn't see it that way. She interpreted their concern as betrayal. She claimed her sisters were trying to silence her to protect their image. The tension intensified around her niece Ashley. Tamar staunchly defended Ashley, saying she had every right to speak about inappropriate experiences. She accused her sisters of covering it up and putting contracts and reputation above truth. To Tamar, this wasn't just family drama, it was about justice. But her defense of Ashley pushed the family further apart, leaving the Braxton name more fractured than ever. Meanwhile, the internet showed no mercy. Funky Dunova's fiery videos trended. Clips of Tamar crying on live went viral. The Mendices rumors stuck to her like wildfire. What had started as scandal began feeling like a full-blown circus. Tamar wasn't just caught in the center. She had become the ringleader, performing, controlling, and feeding the chaos that kept her name in the spotlight. By the time the second wave of drama hit, Tamar was no longer just a topic. She was her own headline. Every live stream, every post, every cryptic caption was dissected online like a puzzle. Fans weren't watching out of admiration anymore. They were analyzing her breakdowns like detectives. One moment she sobbed about family betrayal. The next, she smiled and teased new music. The contradictions piled up so high that even loyal supporters began to whisper that she might be spiraling out of control. Within the family, lines had been drawn. Wanda and Trina refused to film or cooperate unless Tamar sought help. Toni, long the peacekeeper, reportedly explored legal options. Rumors circulated about possible guardianship, conservatorship, or other intervention. Tamar saw none of it as care. In her eyes, her sisters were jealous, fake, and obsessed with protecting the Braxton brand. On live streams, she accused them of gaslighting, silencing her, and covering up Ashley's story. She repeatedly told her followers that Ashley deserved to be heard, and that the family had buried her voice to save face. To Tamar, their silence wasn't love. It was betrayal. Fans didn't know what to think anymore. Some praised Tamar Braxton for standing up for Ashley, calling her brave for defending her niece even against her own family. Others were furious, accusing her of using Ashley's trauma to fuel her personal battles, gain sympathy, and grab headlines. Whatever the truth, her actions divided people sharply. Meanwhile, the drama outside the family only intensified. Funky Dinova launched another rant, sharper and colder than before. He spoke with raw emotion, saying Tamar had thrown him to the wolves just to keep her name trending. "You let me get crucified while you sat back and laughed," he said. "I didn't deserve that. I was your friend, and you fed me to the wolves." The internet erupted. Some accused Funky of taking advantage of Tamar's meltdown for clicks. Others believed him immediately, turning on Tamar with words like manipulative, selfish, and attention-seeking. At the same time, rumors about Mendices refused to die. New sightings appeared. Tamar and Mendices at lounges, late-night hangouts, sitting close, whispering, looking more than just friends. Again, Tamar stayed silent. She didn't deny it, confirm it, or post anything to redirect attention. Her quietness became her loudest statement, fueling speculation and keeping her name trending almost daily. For critics, silence proved Funky's point. She didn't just survive the chaos, she thrived on it. Gossip was her lifeline. her way of connecting to the world, even as it consumed her. By the third phase of this drama, Tamar wasn't just unraveling online, she was unraveling everywhere. Her lives grew darker, captions sharper, contradictions impossible to ignore. One minute, she sobbed into her phone, pacing, telling strangers her family didn't love her, that she was alone and drowning. Minutes later, she would flip the script, laughing at memes, clapping back at critics, teasing new music, insisting she was fine. The emotional whiplash left fans unsure if they were witnessing real pain or a reality show without producers yelling, "Cut." The internet devoured every moment. Clips of her crying went viral. Memes mocking her contradictions spread across TikTok and Twitter. She became both tragedy and comedy, victim and villain, pitied by some and despised by others, but always watched. Behind closed doors, her sisters reached their limit. Tawanda and Trina refused to film with her again, unwilling to enable the chaos. Toni, long the family's peacemaker, was reportedly exploring legal options: guardianship, conservatorship, or some form of forced intervention. This wasn't about Tamar's career anymore. It was about her safety and well-being, but Tamar didn't see it as care. On live streams, she framed everything as betrayal. She accused her sisters of choosing cameras and contracts over family, of silencing her truth to protect their brand. She repeatedly brought up Ashley's pain, insisting her niece's story had been buried to save face. To Tamar, the silence was not love. It was treachery. The fallout was messy. Some called her a hero, fearless enough to defend Ashley against her own family. Others saw her as reckless, exploiting trauma to feed her personal battles. The family appeared more fractured than ever. Funky Dinova continued his public rants, more bitter and raw each time. He insisted Tamar had sacrificed him to keep her name trending, letting thousands label him violent while she never defended him. "I wasn't the bad friend," he said. The internet split again. Some accused him of clout chasing, others agreed, condemning Tamar as selfish, manipulative, and addicted to drama. Meanwhile, rumors about Mendices persisted. New sightings, more late-night hangouts, more speculation. Tamar remained silent, letting the gossip grow louder with every day. Brands started pulling back quietly. Companies distanced themselves, producers questioned the risk of working with her, and networks debated whether broadcasting her life crossed from entertainment into exploitation. The question shifted from whether Tamar could handle drama to whether her career, family, and mental health could survive it. Yet Tamar didn't stop. She kept going live, clinging to attention like air. She cried about being unsafe, about lacking peace, about being abandoned. Hours later, she posted polished selfies, teased music, and threw shade as if nothing had happened. The contradictions kept piling up, leaving fans unsure where reality ended and performance began. Whispers spread that the Braxton family had reached a limit. Some insiders said Toni and the others were preparing to take legal control, stripping Tamar of independence until she sought help. Others said they were ready to cut ties, letting her spiral alone to protect themselves. Either way, a collision seemed inevitable. No contracts, cameras, or fan support could stop it. And so, the story reached another cliffhanger. Tamar, alone on live, crying and laughing in the same breath, clutching her phone while the world watched. Her sisters quietly plotting an intervention behind closed doors. Funky Dinova, still hurt and bitter. Mendices, tied to rumors he couldn't shake. Fans, torn between prayers and mockery, unsure if they were witnessing a tragedy or a performance. No one knew how it would end. One thing was certain, this was far from over. With Tamar Braxton, the drama never truly stops.